What's up, guys? JK Disc Golf here, and today we're doing a little bit of a voiceover, kind of snowy round. And I know it's been a while since I've actually posted an episode. That's because it's cold up here in Wisconsin, and I forgot my tripod at home, which is quite unfortunate. But we got to do what we got to do. So videos will be coming up soon. I'm grabbing my tripod on Saturday, so everything should be dandy. But let's jump into the snow round. So yeah, just very cold. And before we get into this, guys, lumberjack comments to a minimum, please. Like, come on, we don't need to hear it. It's an easy joke. I'm starting off with a nice, easy Firebird shot. Kind of threw it a little bit low. Also, this is my friend Drew. Drew, fans, Drew. Now you know each other. Cool. So you're gonna see a little bit of both of our rounds. So, Drew came up with his own, a little short putting. I don't really know what I want to do. I'm gonna kind of give a little explanation of what my round, my thought process is. So I've been trying to really work on my jump putt or my step putt like Ezra most of the time, but I just throughout the whole round you'll be able to see it, throwing it really low every single time. Also, a big change in my bag. I am now bagging a Banger GT and ESP Plastic for kind of just straight shots. And now here is Drew puring one of his pures. He's a very big pure guy. So, also Drew, if you're watching this, hello. And then here's actually a very unique shot where it's kind of weird, but I don't want to call. Actually, let's watch this first. Freaking beautiful. Very unique shot where it's almost like a tomahawk, but I like to refer to it more as a hammer from Ultimate, where you're really throwing it kind of parallel to the ground. And that shot was Drew approved as always. Then here's Drew, gained a little bit, but that's all right. This is actually one of my favorite shots of disc golf, is throwing a very understable disc, hyzer flipping it, letting it glide all the way to the right. And here's a little shot of the snow, guys. It was cold, it was snowy. I could not feel my hand after the round. Here's Drew going with, I think, a zone right into the woods. Sorry. Now, guys, also another big part of my game where I kind of figuring out my mistakes is every time I was like 100 feet, I would be throwing sidearms, I'd be throwing approaches, and it just wouldn't be good. And now I'm kind of starting to anything like 120, 100 foot, I'm just jump putting, just trying to get it close. So I feel like that part of my game is really improving when I'm knowing where I'm going to take my medicine, like Drew did out of the woods. So here I'm going with a nice Firebird over the tree shot. I love this shot. Love anytime I get to throw over a tree. I threw this one a little bit long, which is actually surprising because I couldn't feel my hands, so I thought it was going to go really low. Here, Drew's opting for the big hyzer. You can either go for the hyzer or you go for the forehand because, I don't know, there's trees. You throw either one of them, really. I just find that it's a little bit easier with the sidearm because there's less trees to throw over. That's a good bid. Obviously, Drew picking the other route. This is me going putt. I cannot putt in the cold, guys. I don't know why. My hands get cold. My just spin putt is just gross. That's kind of my putt. And typically, putt just gets worse in the wintertime. Here I'm going with a Ricky Destroyer, just deciding not to really throw it in the direction at all. I basically threw the straight shot, except I put on a bunch of hyzer. So here's Drew, a little bit of a slip action, but we're gonna just cut away from that, and we're gonna cut away from that. You don't need too many bad shots, Drew. But here's a nice actually shot that I really love to throw, is like a nice understable or stable disc on sidearm, let it flip over and kind of just caress in. Kind of like what I did here. This was a little bit more of a straight shot right at the basket, but that's becoming, again, one of my favorite shots in disc golf, especially with the zone. Drew nailing a perfect putt, too. That was really good. This is actually also one of my only good putts from the round. Like I said, I cannot putt in the cold, and this was no exception. Now another little bit of a hyzer, very small run-up because in the wintertime, especially these tee pads, there is just, you're going to slip, you're going to fall, you're going to get hurt. So I'm kind of taking my step down, just kind of 1-2 in it, but yeah, you can see the wind really pushed it down too. Drew getting another little slip out of his pure. I think it's just a plastic, guys. But again, here you're going to see a lot of scrambling from Drew, which I think is actually a very important aspect of the game that really is neglected upon. You see players like Ricky Wysocki who just absolutely strive on this. It doesn't really matter where he's landing in the fairway. He's going to be kind of still getting birdies with his stride or with his scramble game. And I think more people should really focus on kind of using the overstable approach discs and finessing it a little bit more. It's kind of a shot that really elevated my game. Like I talked about, you guys probably have heard, the zone has just put my game on that next level. But yeah, here we go, straight shots. And also I'm really liking the Banger GT because that groove in my hand actually feels good. It's not very deep. I'm kind of just toying with it right now. It's a super straight disc. Again, here's another putt. I actually made a lot of straddle putts, and I really don't like straddle putting. But as I was working, the Banger is such a straight disc where I think that if I can figure out the point and shoot aspect of it, that it'll be a really good asset to my game. It's kind of just a slot in my bag where I just feel really troubled upon. I think if I can get something to feel like a razor claw, but not be as stable, that would be the perfect. So I think down the line, when this disc really gets beat in, I'm talking about my razor claw, it'll be actually really good to be that straight shot. Maybe I need to get like an XO hard or XO soft and just be led for that straight style. But Drew nailing a really awesome uphill putt. You can see, look back at the camera for a little confirmation that it was a good putt. But yes, it was good, Drew. You're going to also see a lot of these tap-ins because I'm just safely getting my par all day. Kind of boring, but, you know, sometimes it goes like that. Here you can really see the straightness of this Banger GTT. I was kind of hoping that it would kind of fade a little bit because that's usually what some of my putters do when they're brand new, but that one just really held straight to its line. Hopefully it'll stick with it. Drew, again, yanking it a little, just a tad. Again, you're going to see me throwing a stable, or really this is an understable putter, just kind of flexing it out, or flicking it out there, and it's just going to kind of ride on that ante. So I actually starting to really like that shot, and I don't think people should be as afraid to knock that out there as much as I just never see it. So I think it's a very unique shot that isn't as utilized. When people think that shots need to go to the left, they really think backhand instead of thinking the ante forehand. Here's just a pure zone shot. This is one of the really shots of the day where I was like, yep, that is a good shot. As you can tell, give it a little bit of a chef's kiss right here. And then Drew's going to emulate it with a get freaky zone, but kind of just doesn't do it as well. And here is another aspect when I was editing this video, I was like, wow, Drew actually took a little bit of step of, instead of trying to throw it, he just putted up to the basket, which I feel, again, a lot of people don't utilize stuff like that. They kind of think that if you're not towards the basket or you're not putting range, you can't putt, but that's totally not the case. So I think that's really, again, something that's just not as utilized, is you have to think a little bit outside the box sometimes. And the shot that you're thinking might not be the best shot totally. And here's actually a really good shot, kind of, I would say, Drew. Hitting a tree a little bit lucky with a DX AVR. Drew's actually throwing that DX AVR like a tram today. I would not be able to throw it like that. Here's a little bit of a stable zone, kind of just got away from me, which, you know, it happens a lot. But again, here's another point in the game where I'm kind of figuring it out. And before, I would just kind of try to throw it lightly, but now I'm just jump putting. And if I end up short, who cares? That's an easy tap in par. I'm not looking at a hard tap in. I thought this camera angle was going to be cool. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Here's a nice little flick zone, and I don't know what happened. It might have just been windy, or I really just torqued on it, and I yanked it, but it kind of just started just anteing, and I did not want to do that, but that's probably my fault. And then this is the DX AVR, and we're gonna cut away from that. But yeah, as you can tell, here's the step that I've been trying to utilize a little bit more, and it wasn't coming out the way I wanted. I need to put a lot more spin on it. Ezra is like just perfect emulation of what I want to be. I was really, again, proud of this shot. Nice Firebird flex. Just let it do its work. And, you know, I can't be really too proud about just a basic hyzer, but I am. But this shot was pretty. This is one of the, I really envy the shot that Drew just threw. I wish I can throw a nice ante putter like that, but it's not a shot that I'm used to. I'm just stick with the forehand usually, but I really wish I could have that shot. Again, another good shot where I'm wasting my good shots on nice, basic, easy hyzers. But I can tell we're going to go with another DX AVR from Drew. It gets a little bit away from him, but, you know, he's got a putt coming up, and I'll let you guys decide. Did Drew make the putt? You got to let me know if you made it or not, guys. That's all up to you. We actually decided we're going to play from the parking lot because we actually wanted some road. So actually unleash Drew throwing that pure, like, you know, he just does it all day. I'm going to go with another Firebird. The Firebird really seems to be a staple in my bag. I was a dummy for ever taking it out, and I will never be making that mistake ever again. Again, my putt was just weak today. It was just weak sauce. Hopefully we're going to ignore that putt. But hopefully for the next round, guys, I can really step up that putt for you. But this is the best shot of the day by far. Nice hyzer flip FD sitting right about underneath the basket. I love that shot. It's a shot where I've been really trying to focus on, but this is the #1 shot of the day, guys. Look at this Buzz SS straight thumber over the trees, landing in the fairway for Drew. Ridiculous. I wish I could throw that. My arm would be destroyed. And I'll just show you guys my park job real quick with the FD. Love that disc. Going into the last hole, I literally could not feel my thumb at this point, and it was really bad. And I just needed to get him to warm really fast. And as you can tell, that's kind of what happened. Drew kind of tripped halfway through, saved himself though. So, however, his shot was not saved, as you're going to see him being nice up in the woods. I tried to throw this in, but you guys couldn't even tell because it was that bad. But look at this nice little forehand approach, just kind of just get out of jail. I really think people need to utilize this shot more. I think it's one of the most important parts of my game, and I think people could really utilize that. And I'm going to end on a decent putt, so I will definitely take that. So I mean, if you guys want more kind of post-round kind of commentary, let me know. But instead of the vlog style, I want to know which one you guys prefer. I will do whatever one you want. So make sure you comment that down below. But I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. They will definitely be coming back soon. Hopefully, it gets a little bit warmer here in Wisconsin. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell so you get notifications of all the new videos. And as always, guys, make sure to keep throwing. Big thanks to everyone who's supported JK Disc Golf over on Patreon. You guys are the reason that this video is possible. If you want to help out JK Disc Golf even more, head over to www.patreon.com/JK Disc Golf or click the link in the description below.